What is NASA for? Sending people to float around in space, putting telescopes into orbit to get cool pictures, and the occasional robot that roams Mars? And when we talk about NASA, I'm talking about more than those who wear the logo on their badges. I'm talking about the contractors and the entire umbrella of the NASA community. One of the typical yet unsatisfactory answers you will get about why NASA exists is to inspire the next generation of explorers, engineers, mathematicians, and scientists that we so desperately need. And NASA does more than inspire through pictures and videos. They have lots of outreach programs. They go into schools, create contests, run challenges, teach teachers, have a volunteer bureau of speakers for the public to request, create programs and resources for educators, students, and the public, and run student-made experiments in space, along with so much more. And that's great and all, but that's not enough of a reason to fund NASA. So what else do they do, and why space? We are not an isolated little orb. We need to monitor the sun to make sure its weather isn't going to cause us chaos. We need to look out for asteroids and comets that might want to come and stop by for a visit. And by looking at the weather and geology on other moons and planets, we have more data to compare to Earth to understand what is happening here. NASA monitors our planet to understand the climate, weather, earthquakes, carbon cycles, droughts, wildfires, landslides, volcanoes, water cycles, and through the use of planes, fleets of satellites and weather balloons, sounding rockets, and more. We have never looked at our planet like this before and collected this variety of data to monitor and prepare for Earth's changes. NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Many times we forget the aeronautics part. They have some of the world's largest wind tunnels, and they dedicate efforts to make planes quieter, faster, safer, and more efficient. This improves other forms of transportation for the military and commercial use. But what about the space part? Putting humans, robots, telescopes, or satellites into space makes us face challenges that do not exist on Earth. Space is a harsh environment that contains little to no resources, and everything that we take up comes at a cost. This forces us to be resourceful. We make unique products that are smaller, lighter, and more efficient, constantly pushing our capabilities, whether we are maintaining humans for months on end, creating precision instruments to determine what 98% of the universe is made of, or landing on a planet that has acid rain, temperatures that can melt lead, and pressures that exceed 90 times that of the Earth's atmosphere. And we can't just send robots into space. Beyond the fact that we are explorers, one day we will have to leave this planet, and we are very good at procrastinating and not preparing for the future. And you don't want to wait until you need to leave to start figuring out how to do that. And even though humans are more costly, they are better at doing experiments. It took Opportunity rover almost 10 years to drive the distance the Apollo astronauts drove in a few days. We can examine things and make our own decisions. And as much as I would love to place a foot on the red surface of Mars, we still have a lot of learning. And the International Space Station is an excellent laboratory to learn about the effects of space on our bodies and on actual hardware. It is also a wonderful laboratory because you can reduce one of our variables, gravity, and you can look at cell growth, fires, structures, and much more and see how they act when they are practically weightless. Knowledge gained from NASA conquering these challenges and pushing our ingenuity to the brink is actively fed back into our everyday lives. One of their mandates is to take the lessons learned and the technology invented and create spin-offs. There are numerous companies and products that are created each year that produce job growth and better our lives. These products make mining safer, help firefighters clean up oil spills, create clean drinking water, provide solutions to possible food shortage, thermometers used in your ear, wireless headsets, better baby food, improved solar power, and the list goes on and can be seen in many items that surround you. NASA asks fundamental questions about who we are, where we come from, what the universe is made of, and if we are unique or alone. It shows us our fragile Earth dangling in space without borders on our maps and forces us to work together as a species to accomplish large, important goals. It allows us to explore and inspire and provide challenge to the critical and creative thinkers to imagine and develop technology and solutions. Space exploration unites the world in an effort to solve daunting challenges to secure our future and to better our present. And that is what NASA is for.